Am I the butthole for storming off from my sister's wedding after she dead-named my son? I'm a 45-year-old single father of 3. Their mom died 10 years ago. I have 3 sons, 17-year-old Andrew, 15-year-old Connor, and 14-year-old Max. Connor was born female. He is trans. He came out as trans 5 years ago and has now socially transitioned, though not yet physically. My sister, who is 38, just got married. My sons and I were also invited. My family has known that Connor is trans for 2 years now. Some have adjusted well, while some have not. My sister is pretty indifferent about it. Her wedding was very well organized to the last detail. She wanted all the men to wear shirts and ties, and the women to wear sundresses. I texted her a picture of our outfits the day before the wedding, and she said, "Where's Nia's dress?" I was a bit surprised and told her not to dead-name my son, and that he would be wearing a shirt and tie like the rest of the men there, or we would not come. She said fine, and that was it. At the reception, my sister got mad that Connor was wearing a tie, but did not say much after that. When we sat down at our table, the card said Nia. I went to my sister, and she said she used their real name. I told her me and the boys were leaving, and she told me, "Do not you dare cause a scene at my wedding. Nia can be a guy any other day." I called her a bigot and we left. My family says I ruined her wedding. Am I the butthole for telling an employee she can choose between demotion or termination? I own a vape shop. We are a small business with only 12 employees. One of my employees, Peggy, was supposed to open yesterday. Peggy was recently promoted to manager after 2 solid years of good work as a cashier. I really thought she could handle the responsibility. So I wake up 3 hours after the place should be open, and I have 22 notifications on the store's Facebook page. Customers have been trying to come shop, but the store is closed. Employees are showing up to work, but they are locked out. I call Peggy and get no response. I text her, same thing. So I go in and open the store. An hour before her shift was supposed to be over, she calls me back. I ask her if she is okay, and she says she needed to take a mental health day and do some self-care. I'm still pretty upset at this point, but I am trying to be understanding, as I know how important mental health can be. So I ask her why she did not call me, as soon as she knew she needed the day off. Her response, "I did not have enough spoons in my drawer for that." Frankly, I do not know what that means, but it seems to me like she is saying she cannot be trusted to handle the responsibility of opening the store in the morning. So I told her that she had 2 choices: go back to her old position with her old pay, or I fire her completely. She is calling me all sorts of what-ist now, and says I am discriminating against her due to her poor mental health and her gender. None of this would have been a problem if she simply took 2 minutes to call out. I would have gotten up and opened the store on time. But this no-call/no-show stuff is not the way to run a successful business. I think I might be the jerk here because I am taking away her promotion over something she really had no control over. But at the same time, she really could have called me. So, Reddit, I leave it to you. Am I the jerk? Edit. I came back from making a sandwich and had 41 messages. I cannot say I am going to respond to every one of you individually, but I am reading all of the comments. Anyone who asks a question I have not already answered will get a response. Update. If this was too long and you didn't read, things turned out well for everyone involved. Peggy reached out to me yesterday, apologized, and asked if we could meet for lunch. We met up, and the first thing she did was apologize again for the no-call/no-show, and also for her reaction to my response. She admitted that she knows I am not sexist or ableist. I do not know if I spelled that right. There is a red line under it. And explained that she was lashing out due to her mental state. I accepted her apology and offered one of my own, both for giving her too much responsibility too quickly, and also for reacting out of emotion. She explained to me that she had a major issue on Monday, and without getting into too much detail, I will just say that it was the anniversary of a bad thing. She is taking all of her accumulated PTO, approximately 9 weeks, and we have agreed that going forward, I am not going to put her on the schedule on that day ever again. She has admitted that she is not up to the role of manager. When she returns, she will be in the role of lead cashier, a role I created specifically for her. This way she can keep her raise and not feel like she got a demotion, but rather a lateral transfer. I have also let her know that if she ever feels like she is up to more responsibility, she can let me know, and I will put her right back on track for the manager spot. I have also let her know that if she is ever in a position where she is not able to call out, she can simply text me a thumbs down emoji, and I will accept that as notice that she will be missing her next shift. She has agreed that that will be okay, even when she is out of spoons. I appreciate all of the tilde 6,000 comments my post got, even the ones calling me the jerk. Thank you all very much. I want to specifically address the folks who explained spoon theory to me, as well as those who commented about the Peter principle. Those two types of comments very heavily influenced my actions. I was able to better understand both her issue and my own failures as a leader because of those comments. Hopefully, we can both move forward from this unfortunate incident and end up better for it.
Am I the butthole for silently getting up and walking out of the restaurant during NYE dinner after I was told to pay for everyone at the table? My in-laws. I, 32, recently inherited a good amount of money from my mom. I keep the money in a separate account as I still have not decided what to do with it, and I did not want it to go to waste. I noticed my husband constantly bringing up the inheritance money and making countless suggestions as to how I should spend it. Another thing is that he expects me to pay for nearly everything the past couple of weeks. For New Year's Eve, my husband and I met up with his family at a restaurant to celebrate. It was going fine until I found out that I was expected to pay for everyone at the table. My husband's mom joked about paying for dinner out of my inheritance pocket, which made me livid, but I showed no reaction. I just silently paid for my own food and drinks, then got up and made my way out of the restaurant. They were shouting after me like a crowd, and my husband tried to get me to come back, but I drove home. He got back at 3 a.m. yelling at me, saying I was pathetic to get up and walk out on him and his family after they relied on me to pay for their food and thought I was gracious enough to do it. But they were wrong. He said I humiliated him and his family, and that what I did was an attempt to get back at them for not being able to help my mom when she was sick. Not true is all I am going to say. He is mad and is saying that I caused a huge rift between his family and me when it would not have hurt me to pay for the celebratory dinner. Am I the jerk?
Am I the butthole for not sharing my medical history before being pranked? Hey, I am a schizophrenic. Started when I was 22 and will last till I die. I'm active in schizophrenic communities, go to groups, the works, but I am fairly private about it to most people, including friends. It is fairly common for people to think I am eccentric, comes with the turf, due to some of my habits. Those habits include not going to parties or other places with lots of people, suddenly deciding not to do something. I have to be protective not to do or go to certain things if I think a delusion might be coming on. Saying the occasional odd quip, normal schizophrenic stuff. Some friends thought it would be funny to make it seem like I might be going crazy as a group. They would individually wear something silly like a wizard hat or dinosaur costume, T-Rex blow-up costume, to a group event or say something totally out of the ordinary and pretend like it was normal. Police like to track people like you. COVID is just a way to microchip you, etc. These are very real, scary thoughts to me. I would ask members of the group if they had heard concerns about these conspiracies or weird garb from the other members, but they all acted like they had hung out with that particular member that day, and I had not been involved. I was really, really scared that this could have been a massive delusion, morphing into a full psychosis. So I preemptively checked myself into a hospital to stop myself from potentially hurting myself or diving further into the rabbit hole. Common in the schizophrenic community. I was so scared my medications stopped working. No one heard from me for a few days while I was in the hospital. And when I checked out, I confided in one of them about what had happened. I got a really long apology explaining what had happened, and I blew up at them. I have ignored attempts from the others, trying to apologize and have no desire to talk with them again. Am I the jerk for not previously stating that I am schizophrenic? Edit. People have been asking me to post the length of the prank. Around 3 weeks. Edit 2. Thank you for the awards and stuff, but I really want to highlight some of the messages I have gotten. I am at around 150 messages and counting, and I'm trying to respond to the ones where I can hopefully offer insight. Resources that I find helpful are schizophrenia. For groups, just Google schizophrenia support groups in my area. Something will pop up, and when you actually get there, someone will have a further list. You get what you put into groups. You do not have to talk your first couple of times, but no one will look at you with the batshit look if you say, "Reality check, is there a bird in the room?" or something in that regard. That did happen once, and the audible sigh of relief from 8 other people, and the laughter that followed was hysterical. Medication helps so much. It is the difference between being able to go for a walk with my dog and staying in bed all day. But it takes time. So many people have asked what drug and dosage loved ones should go on. I cannot answer that. There are so many drugs out there in different dosages. I can tell you that you probably will not have a noticeable difference in behavior in 2 weeks after trying a medication. You start small and work your way up to a therapeutic effect. That's all, when it actually helps. It might take some time to actually get to feeling human again. Not every medication is meant for every person, but do not give up. Update. Hey! I had a few folks message me over the last couple of months. The latest tonight. It touches me that so many of you still message me to see if things are going well. So I wanted to update people en masse. Life is going phenomenally. I axed the friend group and have since been kicking butt. I realized that if my close friend group was consistently putting me down or taking advantage of me, who else could be? The biggest answer was myself. I stopped doing things I enjoyed to invest in people that took joy in hurting me. Turns out it went so much deeper than gaslighting. I got 2 new hobbies, woodworking and brewing. I absolutely love them both and have made friends in those communities. I started cooking instead of getting takeout. And I met the woman who is now my girlfriend at the local market. And we do most things together now. I realized my job had been taking a huge advantage over me. I worked significantly harder and longer hours for less pay than the employees under me. After I transitioned to taking better care of myself, I successfully created a resume that outlined my successes. Recognizing those successes took quite a bit of effort, and got a new job in higher management for significantly more pay. I'm also going to buy a house this December with a yard for my dog and me. Nothing big, just a nice 1-bedroom with a large yard for my buddy and me to play fetch in. So, thanks Reddit. I owe you one. I never would have made these life improvements if it were not for an external force. Thank you for joining us today on ReadItSlash. If you enjoyed these stories, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more captivating tales. Check out our other videos for more Reddit stories that will keep you entertained. See you next time.